Hey everybody, hope you're having a nice day. And yeah, today it's gonna be somewhat of a mix. Most likely we'll show some games that I've picked up recently. But I do want to talk about this GameCube and the Flippydrive, which is a mod chip. This is something that I pre-ordered last year and it arrived maybe a month or so ago. But yeah, I installed it like in this GameCube 2 weeks or so ago and kind of want to show it off, like the install process and also what the cool thing is with the Flippydrive. But before I do that, so this is kind of like a game or a pickup as well, game related. But before I do that though, I kind of want to talk about something, and it might just be me rambling on, but yeah, someone is trying to scam me. It is not fun. And I'm saying trying because I am saying trying, but I think they will be successful with the scam. So yeah, a while ago I sold a game on Vinted. It is Naruto, the Xbox 360 game that I showed in the game pickup video, or like the cleanup video with the Xbox 360. And I know like the chat, like the comment said like, hey, this is actually a decent game, give it a try. But before I uploaded the video, the game was already sold. Not even for like a high price, only for 10 euros, because I wanted to give someone a good deal. And they seemed like a nice person. But yeah, sadly though, the package arrived today and they sent like a message like, hey, here's a picture of the disc, and the disc is all scratched up. We'll show a photo over here of the photo that they actually sent me, and right away I knew that is not the disc at all. First of all, I would not sell a disc that actually looks like that. Or if I sold it, I would sell it for like a couple of euros or so, or just like the box. But most likely I would not even bother selling it and just keep it in my collection. Anyway, I saw the photo and I knew right away, oh, this is the scam that you're trying to pull off. Like often, or yeah, perhaps often, or I heard like here and there of a certain scam where they make a photo of a disc that is all scratched up, and they don't even show like the disc itself, like the upper, like the label they don't even show that. They just show like the normal side of a disc, it being scratched up, and I will report it to Vinted, and Vinted says like, yeah, that is not good, like you will get your money back, and me as a seller is yeah, kind of have to deal with it, like there's not much that you can do about it. But it's such a obvious thing, or such an obvious scam, and did not have that happen to me before, and I'm quite curious what Vinted is actually gonna do with this. Because yeah, when I see a disc like this, a photo like this, I know this is not how I send it. Because when I list a game, I actually provide a photo of the disc looking like this, and that is how the disc actually is and was looking like before I send it out. But yeah, Vinted being Vinted, I heard it before. Of course, they often side with the buyer. In most cases though, I have scenarios where they side with the sellers. But I'm quite curious with the outcome, and hopefully I will get like an outcome, like an update like later on. I did not get like a message yet from Vinted, or that they actually reported the issue. But the thing is though, like when I got the message, I immediately thought like, oh no, I don't want to deal with this today. And we're talking about like 10 euros. So if Vinted is gonna side with them, like I lost out on a good game, and also lost out on some money, because I'm trying to save up some money for a game convention that is coming up in May, like the big one in Tilburg. Yeah, already started to set aside some money, and you know, 10 euros, not that much, but when you all add it up, you get like a decent budget. But yeah, my response first of all, like, is like, shit, don't want to deal with this, and also I would hate it if they are successful with the scam. And from my experience, they most likely will be successful. So there are two ways to respond to it, like angry, like say, hey, you're trying to scam me, but that's not what I did. I just responded to them like, oh, could you send me a photo of the disc with, with showing the label as well. You could do that if you make the photo with a mirror and then you have like the front, like the label side of the disc and the lower side of the disc. So you can actually see, is this the Naruto game? But I have a feeling that they actually own a copy of the Naruto game already and they were looking for like a replacement case and manual, because the first thing that they ask me before they purchase it is the manual and the case like in a good condition, and it is. So most likely the scam that they're trying to pull off is just either they will send it back to me with a scratched disc, or worst case, Vinted will side with them, will give their money back, and they don't have to send the game back to me. And yeah, I think my assumption is they will just, use my case because it was actually in a very good condition with my disc, and then send their bad version back. I don't know what their plan is. But yeah, I asked like, hey, could you send like another photo with like the reflection of the mirror so I can actually see if it is the Naruto game. And also what stood out to me, when you check like the photo, there's a very bright light in the center of the ring. And I also asked like, hey, could you provide another photo with a clear image of the center ring without the reflection? Because I have a feeling it might not even be an Xbox 360 disc, or it kind of looks like there is some disc rot in the center. But yeah, anyway, there are so many scratches on the disc. That is not something that could occur from just, posting and sending out like the game in a normal package. And what I always do is make sure that there's some bubble wrap within the case so that the disc is not even able to move. And even if a disc is able to move, you don't get scratches like this. You just simply don't get scratches like this. So, I already know that the buyer has like an ill intent and is trying to scam me. Very curious of what Vinted is gonna do and how much time and effort I want to actually put into this, but man, that is not like how I wanted to start this video with. But kind of, yeah, it might actually be important to share this as well, because I heard of this before, but I was always thinking, well, it's not gonna happen to me. And the thing is though, when I list the game, I show pictures of like the manual, both sides of the disc and the case, and if there's something wrong with it, I will add it to the description. So yeah, who knows how this is actually gonna end up and what Vinted is gonna say. And if I get like an update, I will add it to this video, because currently it is Wednesday and it is also my birthday. So that is a very cool thing to happen on a birthday. I love it. But yeah, the thing is that normally when I send out the package, I also make photos of like how I send it out. In this case, like I'm not too sure if I have a photo of like the box. I always send it in the box, like in an envelope. I hope I have a picture, but I think I don't have one because it was only like 10 euros. But yeah, I'm also kind of bummed out because yeah, the chat or like the comments recommended like, hey, at least try to play the game, but I already sold it. Maybe I was a bit quick on that draw, but yeah, the cleanup videos were made like a long time ago. But yeah, maybe this video actually turns into like a public service announcement, and maybe if you're selling games, I will provide maybe some tips, and I will definitely keep you updated with how that actually is going so far. So maybe at the end of the video you will get an update and see if the scammer is actually successful or not. Sometimes people like, why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you make it so complicated? Just buy the game and it's only 10 euros. If you're gonna scam, like pull a proper scam and don't scam just a person, scam like a company who has like insurance and stuff. I know it's just 10 euros, but come on, man. I hate this stuff. Anyway, it is going to be a good learning experience because we might learn something from this, and maybe Vinted actually decides like, yeah, nope, this is not good. But yeah, I responded to that seller or that buyer like, hey, could you provide those photos? So far, after like 40 minutes or maybe an hour now, they have not responded to my message yet, because maybe they are also thinking like, oh yeah, my game plan wasn't good enough, and they see what I'm trying to do. Often we'll end this ramble or this tangent. I think their assumption is with a scam is that I, as a seller, will say immediately like, hey, you're trying to scam me, and that I will use some vulgar like messaging towards them, like, hey, asshole, dipshit, what are you trying to do? But yeah, I think when you do that, Vinted most likely will side with the person that is actually nice, and they were very nice with the first messages before they actually send it to me. So my rule is respond in kindness, so to say. But I hate this because it's just taking time away, and somehow it's actually stressing me out even. But yeah, again, I'll keep you updated. Someone is trying to scam me, and I am 99% sure that they will be successful. But that's how it goes, apparently. But yeah, let's talk about the GameCube, though. Let's talk about this little box. I like the GameCube, man. But yeah, I own two GameCubes, this black one and the silver one. The black one is actually my original GameCube that I purchased at the launch. I want to say I purchased it together with Burnout, Wave Race, and Star Wars Rogue Squadron. That might be the one. But yeah, it's my original GameCube. It is still like in a very good condition. There's one thing though that is kind of not working, but it might be easily fixable, and that is that the BIOS battery is dead. So every time, or not even like every time, but sometimes when I boot it up, it says like, hey, you need to set up like the system settings or set up like the language again, and it's kind of like annoying. But yeah, at some point I might have to do that and replace the battery, and I'm gonna say it does involve some soldering, which should not be too complicated though, but I don't solder that often, and I really don't want to damage this original GameCube since it has been in my possession for such a long time. So last year, I was thinking, well, it could be nice to have maybe a GameCube that I am gonna mod. Because yeah, before the summer or so, I want to say, it's been a while since I actually pre-ordered the Flippydrive, which is a new mod chip. It's kind of, I think it's fair to say, it's more like a plug and play. You don't have to solder anything, and you will see that like the install process after this. I will show that in the footage. But yeah, I pre-ordered that one, and although it is plug and play and easily removable again from a GameCube, I was thinking it might be nice to have a separate GameCube that is actually modded so that I don't mess up my original GameCube and just leave it as is. So yeah, I found this silver GameCube, and it really worked out because I saw this one pop up on a local marketplace not that far away from me. I think I had to cycle like for 30 minutes or so to pick it up. But yeah, I saw it for, I want to say 60 or 70 euros, which is not a ton for a loose GameCube because it didn't come with like any AV cables and with the power cable, but that's completely fine because if I want those, like I could purchase those loose, but I already have them because I have this GameCube. Yeah, another nice thing with the silver one as well, similar to like the black one, is that it still has like the digital AV out, which is a very nice thing to have on a GameCube. Not all the GameCubes have that, because I am a very lucky owner of the official Nintendo GameCube component cables, which are insanely expensive. They are, I don't know the price from the top of my head, but maybe between like 150 and 200 euros. It is actually insane, but those cables are very nice to have if you have like a screen with component input. But yeah, of course, like a better case would be when you have like an upscaler like a RetroTink 4K. And yeah, when I used to have like a FrameMeister, that is how I connected the GameCube to a FrameMeister. Should not have ever sold that FrameMeister, but at some point I do want to pick up like a RetroTink 4K. There's a cheaper one out now, but that one is maybe not that suitable with the GameCube and like PlayStation, and that is kind of like the systems that I want to connect to it. But anyway, it wasn't that very nice to see a GameCube with the digital AV out. But yeah, like I said, the price, let's just say between like 60 or 70 or so. It didn't have like the cables, but it did come with a Game Boy player, but not the disc. They were moving, or they just moved, and I said to them like, hey, if you are ever able to find like the disc, do let me know so I can purchase it. But yeah, it's a year later almost, and I think that is never gonna work out anymore. But the thing is though, I already owned a Game Boy player with the Game Boy player disc. But it was kind of nice to have a second one. So first I was thinking, well, it's just nice to have like two Game Boy players. But because the price wasn't that high of this one, and I already owned a Game Boy player, and it's maybe a bit like too much to have like two of them, I decided to actually sell the Game Boy player that came with this one. So basically this one was, the GameCube itself was maybe around like 10 euros or so. So yeah, kind of happy with having a second GameCube that is now modded. And yeah, let's just show briefly what the install process actually was of the Flippydrive, and how the GameCube actually looks from the inside, because I've never seen it. And yeah, let's just talk about the install process, and afterwards actually show what the GameCube is capable of doing when you have a Flippydrive installed right now. But yeah, it's cool to see like the inside of a GameCube. It's such a fascinating console, but yeah, this GameCube though, it is a bit dusty. Nothing too serious, and it was rather easy to clean it up like afterwards with a painting brush. And yeah, like the install process of the mod chip, like the most common thing that you actually have to do is just remove like a ton of screws, like quite a few of them. And yeah, nothing too difficult though. Like I've seen some consoles that are way more difficult to take apart. Looking at you, Nintendo 3DS, that is definitely a different beast. That is maybe why I'm also kind of hesitant to like mod consoles. I just don't want to mess it up and just damage something. But for the GameCube, yeah, if you follow like the guide, it is rather simple. This bit though, maybe a bit complicated. I just didn't want to put like too much force on the disk drive, because you have to disconnect it from the motherboard. But again, in the end, it was quite easy to do. Here's a close-up of like the connector, and afterwards we will connect like a ribbon cable to that, and make sure that you are still like you connect like the disk drive back into that again. So there's a connection between like the mod chip, like the Flippydrive that you see over here, with the ribbon cable and the disk unit itself. Also, yeah, you like the Flippydrive is you have to mount it to one of those like 3D printed brackets that they also provide, luckily. But yeah, here you see like the process of like installing the ribbon cable. You kind of have to fold it in a way. Maybe this was the most complicated part. And after you have done that, you just put like the disk drive back again. So no soldering at all. That's the beauty of it. And here's the final like result with the chip on the mount, and the ribbon cable is connected. And yeah, again, that is basically it. Before I show the Flippydrive working on the GameCube and just briefly go over some ins and outs, not going to go like in depth about it, but I do briefly want to show it off. There is actually an update about the scam story, a tiny update, but there's more. a package just arrived, so we will open up this package in this video at some point. A lot is happening in this video, a lot. I hope you enjoy it though. But yeah, the scam story. Listen, they actually did provide some photos after like an hour and a half. They did not report it yet to Vinted. But it's nothing too crazy though, because I think Vinted prefers it if both parties kind of like resolve it first and then actually contact them. Anyway, they did provide some photos, but not quite what I asked for, to some extent though, because I really wanted to see like both sides of the disc in one photo. So yeah, place a mirror in the back or make a photo with a mirror in the back and show like the back side and then the front side at the same time with the reflection. They did that, but yeah, I don't know what happened with their camera. Like the quality of those photos are kind of terrible. Not gonna show it off because it shows a bit more of their personal space, and I don't like showing that off in a video like this. But yeah, like the reflection of the backside of the disc, I only see like a tiny bit, maybe like only like an upper bit. And based on that, I could say it is a Naruto game. But still, it's very difficult to say if it is actually my disc. And again, based on like the scratches that I see on that prior photo, I would say it is impossible. I would say it is actually impossible that it is my disc because it's so scratched up, and I don't know what you would have to do to pull that off anyway. But yeah, they did provide a photo, bad quality. The stupid thing though is that the reflection is still there with the bright light, so it's still quite difficult to see any detail of like the inner ring. And based on the first photo, I see a black spot. Could be like a reflection as well of like an object in that room, but it also kind of looks like disc rot. Like I'm not too sure, but I just want to see it. But also, again, like the reflection is there with the bright light, so I don't see a damn thing. And yeah, they just didn't provide like a clear photo again. But they did provide multiple photos. So I'm not sure what the deal is just yet, because they also did not say what they actually want. Like if they wanted to return the game or if they wanted to have like a partial refund. So I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I will keep you updated about that. But yeah, let's check the Flippydrive after we have opened up this package. It is time to open up this package, but hey, look at this. There's even another one. I'm very excited about the game that is in here. Also excited about this one, but more excited about that. And there's also another game that I do want to show off that I got like actually earlier this week, but already took it out the package. But hey, one thing that I can tell you already, like the conditions should be brand new because these are new games. These are all just like, no, these are not purchases from like Vinted or eBay, so brand new games. Normally I don't show that because that is maybe a bit boring. We already know the like the condition. Hopefully it should be all good. But yeah, because these just arrived, it kind of seemed like a no-brainer to actually do this on the cam. And do let me know if you kind of like seeing like new purchases. Like normally I would just show like retro games. Hey, at some point these are retro games in 20 or 30 years. You know, someday. But also do let me know if you like the overhead cam. Just kind of experimenting with that. Had some technical issues. Don't want to get into details about that. But yeah, just decided to test this out and see if that is something that I can easily set up. While I ramble on, I will just open up this package and yeah, I will open up this package. It is actually a little behind the scenes. It's a day later. And I do have an update about the scam thingy. And let me just tell you that there isn't a happy ending. I will go into details. I still don't know what the heck is going on with that scam story. I will give you the updates later. But let's focus on these games first. So yeah, this is actually a purchase from Limited Run, and a while ago they started doing like the Limited Run Vault type of deal where they sell like old stock, but also they were selling some cheaper games, and Super Semi-Raw is one of them. So yeah, decided to actually pick it up because it was only like $17, which is not like a ton for a Switch game. And Super Semi-Roll, if I'm correct, this is actually not a game that is available in Europe, so decided to pick this one up. And again, for 17 euros, it just seemed like a very fun game to play. It's like a platformer with, yeah, more like mobility, like you roll around and, you know, you jump and fly, and you really have to use like your momentum. So I was kind of curious about it. It seemed like a very fun, yeah, indie game-esque. So let's check the back of the box though. The wicked Albert is at 7, has captured Vera, and only you can save her. And you know, below it says like roll, grapple, and jump to make it through a world full of color and wonders. You know, grapple hook, it's always like a cool thing, man, in video games. Why is a grapple hook though satisfying? If it works, you know? But yeah, this is not like a numbered release, but I don't know why they were actually selling this one. It is not like a limited run numbered release, but maybe they just dealt with the distribution, I want to say. But yeah, I've seen it like pop up like here and there on Video Games Plus CA, but then for like 50 Canadian dollars or something. So yeah, 17 US dollars is not like bad, but this was actually not the main game that I was looking for. This was not the main game that I was looking for because I was eyeing this one, but yeah, like just ordering a game for $17 and then with the shipping and the tax is not like efficient, not a financial, a proper financial decision. So yeah, you need to order more. Correct? That's how it works. But look at this. This is actually Super Meat Boy. I really like Super Meat Boy and wanted to get like the physical version of it. This is a numbered release though. This is number 28. And so it's an older release. Can you save Bandage Girl from the evil Dr. Fetus? Super Meat Boy is a tough-as-nails platformer where you play as an animated cube of meat who's trying to save his girlfriend, who happens to be made of bandages, from a evil fetus in a jar wearing a tux. Okay, very creative story. Look at this cover art. Hey, this is actually weird because I think they showed like a different cover art on the website with the just a smell like a red. Maybe it's like a reversible cover. I want to say that might actually be the case because I like that cover. But yeah, lately I've been somewhat on a yeah, platformer mood. Have been playing some more platformers because personally I'm also like prototyping like a platformer game. So kind of playing these and really had to kind of switch genres in the games that I was playing because I kind of dug into like some JRPGs and man, those games take like a long time. So I kind of wanted to have something light, something light, something fun and comical, like this. Look at this. But yeah, very happy with these two. So this one was $17. Okay, so it was the LR Vault type of deal where they sell like old stock, and I want to say this one was 25. But yeah, with shipping and the tax, it actually became like yeah, maybe too expensive to actually order it. If I have to buy Super Meat Boy from here though, like an imported version, it quickly is around like 40 or 50 euros. But the weird thing is, like with the LR Vault, they send out a voucher for 40% off. So in the end, I want to say it was $46 with tax and shipping. And yeah, that kind of translated into like 42 euros for both of them with shipping and a tax included. So Switch games for like 21 euros like each. To me, that's like a good deal. especially taking into account like Super Meat Boy, like the price it is normally going for, and that it is a numbered release. So yeah, very happy with that. Now, yeah, before I actually open up this one, let's just show this one. I was eyeing Tales of Grace's F remastered for quite a while now. Because, yeah, I was in a JRPG mood, but I also like more like the action-y type, like the active combat type of JRPGs. And with this one, I like Tales of Grace's just, or like most of the Tales games. I think I played some of like the Tales of Symphonia. And I got a couple ones on like the PlayStation 4. Really wanted to try this one out. It just seemed like a very easy to pick up game, and it also seemed like a good like Switch version. The Switch version though runs on like 30 FPS instead of like 60 on the PlayStation 4. But I just wanted to get this one. And also, I'm not sure like if this is actually gonna happen. Like 30 FPS to me with a game like this is like, okay, I like the portability. And anyway, kind of curious like if with the Switch 2, if that is actually gonna change. Anyway, I was eyeing this one and finally saw it like for a very good price for 24 euros instead of like 40. Wanted to jump on it right away. I saw it like for 24, 20, 29 before, but then I was like, no, this can actually go lower. And 24 just seemed like a good price as well. So yeah, it's French and Dutch. I'm not gonna read the Dutch. I will read the big font though, so you kind of know like how it actually sounds like in Dutch. De banden van vriendschap overstijgen de tijd. Okay, I will read this sentence as well. I'm not really like the best in reading stuff, man. Listen. Ga samen met Asbel en zijn vrienden op een epische missie om de wereld te beschermen tegen de duisternis die haar dreigt op te slokken. Yeah, so most of you, I know not a ton of like Dutch people actually watch this channel. Most of you are from the UK or the US. So yeah, this is Dutch. It is not German. Just so you know, it is not German. It might sound a bit like it. But yeah, very excited about this one. But yeah, right now I'm actually playing more like platformer games. I have my seasons, man. Like, I don't know how you play your games and how you decide what you play, but I actually like most of the genres, but sometimes I'm just way in the mood of like RPGs and like platformers. Then I just want to have like an adventure game or like an action game. And after like a couple months, I am tired of it, and then I will just play a new genre. I don't have a specific like, oh, I only play like this genre, but I just stick with it for a while until I get sick of it. Same with movies, or especially with music. I listened to a ton of like synthwave music a couple years ago, so much even during the development of my own game, that I got so sick of it and actually stopped listening to music for maybe 2 years or so. Like any music, I listen to it nonstop, and yes, I know, it's weird. What is also weird though is this game. Is it weird though? It is the Messenger, and very happy that I actually have a physical version of the Messenger. So this is the release. Don't want to say like reprint. Am I correct in saying that the Messenger was first released with the special reserve games? But yeah, the Messenger got so expensive because yeah, you could not buy it like anywhere. I want to say just the regular version was like 140, between 140 and 200 or so. To me, that's just too much, and now you kind of see like it is worth waiting because that amount of money just for a single game that just got released. Like, this is not like a 20-year-old game. Switch is crazy, by the way, with that. Maybe I was almost going to say maybe that's a separate video, but Switch is crazy. I'm very curious what is going to happen with the prices of Switch games like after just a couple of years, because it's already crazy. Anyway, the Messenger, this one was not that insane because this one was only like 29 euros. It just got out this week.
yeah, this week. Really wanted to get it for my birthday, which was yesterday. Yeah, we're a day later. I don't know if I actually said that. But yeah, I ordered this from Amazon. I tried to avoid Amazon, but it was cheaper on Amazon for 27 or so. Yeah, that much cheaper, but you know, free shipping. They did not deliver it. They said like, yeah, it's out of stock, and I pre-ordered it last year in December. Like how? So yeah, that's why I actually ordered it from Bol for 29. Also no shipping, so it worked out, and I avoided Amazon, which is maybe a plus. But yeah, the Messenger is like a 2D side scroller ass game, which has like, you know, it starts out like as an 8-bit like game and then turns into like the 16-bit like halfway or something. But let's read the back of the box, by the way. As a demon army besieges his village, a young ninja ventures through a cursed world to deliver a scroll paramount to his clan's survival. What begins as a classic action platformer soon unravels into an expansive. My apologies. Time-traveling adventure full of thrills, surprises, and humor. Oh, right, yeah, there's some humor in this. Listen, I played like maybe a couple of hours or just maybe an hour of this game on, I want to say like the Xbox when it was like free to play, like on the gold stuff, something like that. And I liked the gameplay. I did not enjoy the writing at all. I actually forgot about that until I read like the humor part. I just don't like that meme type of stuff. Anyway, I really wanted to give it like a second try, and especially because the game kind of like, I want to say like opens up like later, and also you know, with the graphics and how they actually do that. So I kind of have to just ignore humor part. I'm gonna focus on the adventure, the thrills, and the surprises, and the time traveling. That's also cool. But yeah, the funny thing though with this re-release is that this one is complete on card with the Picnic Panic DLC. So there's 3 new levels, including a surf level, 3 new boss fights, 18 original music tracks, and of course, plot twists that are better left unspoiled. Anyway, that's the Messenger, Super Meat Boy, Super Sammy Roll, and Tales of Graces F remastered. Yeah, that's kind of like nice, right? It's nice. Look at this. I like the Switch. I like the Switch. Actually, speaking of the Switch, though, I just checked out. The Nintendo Direct. I might have some opinions about that. Also, in this video, I decided this is gonna be a long video with a lot of different stuff. Anyway, here is one funny thing. European games have like the title in the center, US at the top. It messes up. It messes up like the spines. Why? Anyway, let me know what you think of like the overhead cam. Normally, I would kind of like switch around between the usual cam and then the overhead cam if I can. Like that is actually kind of what I want to try like later on. But now it's just the overhead cam. Let me know if you kind of like that, and if you prefer just seeing like the games like this and me checking out like the back of the box. Anyway, I think it is actually time to check out the Flippydrive. And then maybe the Nintendo Direct. And then, then the scam story. So stick around. More is coming up. I just watched the Nintendo Direct. The one that was broadcasted on the 27th of March 2025. A week before the Nintendo Direct about the Switch 2. I'm very excited about that Nintendo Direct, man. I can't wait. I hope that they will show some like cool new games and what to expect? What to expect? I don't know. I would love to see some hardware features and games. Anyway, the Nintendo Direct of today, though. This is actually the first time me commenting about like the Nintendo Direct. I just wanted to try it out, and it kind of worked out based on me editing the video right now and tomorrow, and upload like the video on Saturday. So I was thinking, hey, let's just include it. Let's just include it and try this out and see if this is actually fun to do. And it's kind of like on a special occasion. It's right before like a Nintendo console, and this is like some of the few remaining titles for the Switch. I'm gonna say this is not like all of them, of course not. Some people act like it. Anyway, I just wrote down like some games that I really liked and that stood out to me. Games that kind of like, I would likely purchase it like on day one or shortly after that. So I just took some notes and kind of want to go over like why I enjoy them. But before I do that though, just really want to try to keep it short. This is actually the third time that I'm trying to record this video. And it's not the third time because it took so long, but some technical issues. Anyway, there's so much hype surrounding like the Nintendo Directs always, and this might be like an age thing and based on like prior experiences, because I've been watching like E3 press conferences since like the GameCube days and even before that, and let me tell you, those were boring as hell with the sales numbers and with the games that they announced. It never really worked out. But nowadays, it just seems like, hey, whenever the first, it's already like hype building up of a possible Direct. But then the hype slowly starts to become more like the games that they're going to show and announce. And to me, the thing is, though, like I approach them just like blank. I will see the rumors because it's kind of like hard to miss. But I just try to go blank. Like open mind. I will see what they have to show while I actually watch the video. But some people, and this is not a necessary complaint, but more like, hey, if you recognize yourself in it, then maybe next time try to kind of don't hype yourself up too much. But it's just a shame because it turns like a fun, like short 30-minute video about new games like into something that is kind of like rather negative. People say this is the worst like Nintendo Direct. But I wrote like a whole list on this professional piece of paper, brand new. I wrote some games down and I'm like, it's a lot. And there were actually more games like in this Nintendo Direct. Was it like all like super cool and like the latest thing ever? Like, no, not really. But what do you expect? Well, some people expected like a Zelda Wind Waker HD remaster, a Twilight Princess HD remaster, a Fire Emblem remake, a Kirby, the robot game for the 3DS, finally for the Switch, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 now for the Switch. Did I already mention like the Fire Emblem remake? And the list goes on and on. Some people have unrealistic expectations, but yeah, that's mainly due to like the hype machine, people hyping it up, spreading rumors about it. Yeah, this is already getting long. I will try to keep it short. If you read that stuff and you actually expect it to happen, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, and you're ruining like the surprises in a video like this and the enjoyment. And maybe because of you expect some cooler games to appear, like suddenly some other titles are less fun to watch at because you're in that mindset of like, this game actually had to show up now. The final game, this actually should have been shown now. You're ruining for yourself. Just watch the video. And after the video, you know everything. It's just like 30 minutes. So be patient. Don't read any rumors. Or if you read it, like, don't set yourself up for disappointment with unrealistic expectations. It is cool if it happens though. 100% agree. If it's like super hype, love it. But at the end of the day, there are so many games announced also today. And if I check my list, I'm like, yeah, that's more than enough, man. I need like tons of time to actually finish these games if I were to buy them like right now. Anyway, let's get started. I will try to keep it short because it's already like a very long video. I hope you enjoy it. I don't know why I said it like that, but I hope you will enjoy it. The Dragon Quest 1 and 2, already stood out to me. I still need to play the third one. That, like it's the HD 2D type of deal. Do they call it like the HD pixel art 3D games? But yeah, the Dragon Quest ones really stand out to me, and I think they really nail that look, like the pixel art, high res like sprites with the 3D environment, and then the light effects. It just looks like a very nice picture, good aesthetics, like the colors. I think it fits so well with Dragon Quest because of the vibrant colors and like the sprite work and that art style. Like I like the look of it in like Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, for example. But when I see Dragon Quest, to me that's like next level. And yeah, I just really like the look of it. But I still need to play the third one. It's kind of difficult to find like a good deal for that one. Someday it will work out. The next one, very unexpected. It's like a PlayStation 2 title that I don't know much about, but lately, like maybe a couple months or so, I kind of started digging into it and checking out what type of game is this actually, because I would have expected it to be like a JRPG, but it's that Devil Summoner one, the Raidou. Who would have guessed that they would announce like a remaster for that one, or like a remake? It's a remaster. Not sure like what they're like announcing within this version, but you know, they're making it playable on like new consoles. The PlayStation 2 version, I really have never seen it like at a convention, and yeah, I want to say I've never seen it like in stock, like a CEX, so I want to say it's like a rather rare title. But to me it stands out mostly because it's not like an RPG, something that I would have expected based on like the title and like the cover. But it's more like the active combat, like you're in an arena. Is it fair to say or to compare to something like a Tales of Symphonia or like a Grandia? Grandia is like also like active combat, but more, yeah. Is it okay to compare to like a Tales of Symphonia? Maybe different like in gameplay, but similar-esque. But yeah, with the Devil Summoner games, I like that art style. I just like the looks of most of those games. The the look and kind of like the horror vibe in it as well. Yeah, it's cool. And very cool that they announced it for the Switch. The other one, Metroid Prime 4, very cool. Loved seeing that trailer again. It was kind of like weirdly edited. Like I need to rewatch it again. But you know, just getting some extra footage of Metroid Prime 4, because yeah, it will be released like this year, but likely like at the end or like later this year. But to me, man, it's magic when I see it. It looks so cool. It looks amazing. Like the Metroid Prime remaster looked already like amazing on the Switch, but this seems like a next step already. How are they doing that on the Switch? I just like the look and the colors. Like the really like the purple visor a lot. Like purple is my favorite color. I like the purple visor, but also the suit at the end. Kind of like with the red and black ish. Looked very cool. I want to see more of like Metroid Prime 4. Still need to play the first one though. Still I have to decide, am I gonna play like the Wii version or the Gamecube version? Because I also should play 2. Anyway, Rhythm Heaven Groove, also very unexpected. I like Rhythm Heaven. I'm terrible at it. Always want to play it, but then kind of fail a couple of times, and then I'm like, yeah, we'll try it another time, but never do. I own it on the DS, 3DS, and the Wii. Is that all of them? Like, I keep thinking that there's like a GBA version, but I want to say that's actually just a... That's not like a European release, correct? I got at least those 3. But yeah, I like Rhythm Heaven. I like the quirkiness and like how fun it actually looks like. How fun it looks. And also like the music. Of course, like the music. It's wonderful. It's a good combination of those two. Like the looks, the aesthetics, the audio. Love it. Yeah, this is actually not a game. So there are 6 games and 1 feature. I like the virtual game card explanation and showcase. Listen, I'm not the target audience. I collect like physical games. I have just a few like digital like indie games on my Switch. But to me, when I see something like that, just kind of like emphasizing this because I know people are also negative about this feature. Like, why are they doing this? Like, it's need to know again. Like, what? I don't get it. Well, it is for me, from my perspective, it is not for me. But to me, when I see something like that, I'm like, oh, it's cool. They are adding like an extra feature. If everything is working as they like intend to and what they showcased, I'm like, yeah, that's nice to have. Is there always something odd with it? Yeah, maybe. But to me, more importantly, I'm definitely not the target audience, and I could definitely see something like this be very cool for like a bigger household, a family with multiple kids, multiple Switch units, and especially if they don't like buy the physical games because maybe they are just not available in the area and they only have like digital like access to like the digital games. I don't know, but those people are most likely out there. Um, just having the ability to give that game, like borrow it to like another Switch unit, and then have access to it for like 2 weeks without any hassle. If you're like in the local area network, that's cool, man. That's cool because now you can't do it, but with this feature you can. So they are adding more value to that console, and it's just nice giving that access. I would say, again, need to see if this is actually working out and if it is working as advertised. Um, this is such a thing where they could say like, no, we're not gonna make something like that. No, it's digital games. Like, why would you have like the ability to borrow it to someone else, to lend it to someone else? I think it's just cool that they are actually iterating on like the digital games and providing this feature, like this access, and having this accessibility of your game library to, to other units. It's cool. Anyway, I think my point is clear. I think it's cool. If you dislike it, that's okay. But most likely you're not the target audience then. The next one was another very unexpected surprise because I don't know if they actually announced this game before this though. It's the Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I like my beat 'em ups. I like my pixel art games on the Switch, man. I think it's just cool to see like pixel art games these days, and especially from this level, like this type of like pixel art. It just looks very cool. I like Marvel. I like the movies. Don't really read like the comics, but Marvel superhero games, yeah, man, I like them a lot. Especially like the older ones, and especially with a visual art style like this. Unexpected. Apparently there are like 15 characters, and this is from like the same developer of like the Turtles beat 'em up game, the Shredder's Revenge. So that 15 number with the characters is likely going to get bigger and bigger after the release. Hope it will get like a physical release, very likely though. Am I correct in saying that the publisher is like .emu? So yeah, I would say the chances are high for like a physical release. I just like my physical games, man, even on the Switch. But yeah, the Marvel Cosmic Invasion, it looked cool. I want to see more of it. I do need to play more of that Turtles game, but I'm kind of waiting for like a European release of like the Ultimate Edition. Anyway, the final game, this is gonna be like a hidden game pickup announcement. The final game is Tomodachi. I like it, man. Last week I purchased Tomodachi for the 3DS. Did not own it yet, sold for like a nice price. Was maybe like likely to show it like in a different game pickup video or not at all, because I can't really show off like the game, maybe like a trailer. Anyway, picked that one up, never played it, but really curious about it because it always seems like a very odd and weird game and quirky. It's 100% my jam. Really wanted to play it. Seems very experimental. But yeah, seeing Tomodachi as the final game for the Switch, I just like the look of it. I liked one of the final shots, was maybe the final shot with the character walking towards like the camera, and the other the character. And based on like the shot and the angle, it seemed they were walking towards each other, but the other character was just like a giant. And then hearing that voice, the bad soundingness of it, that the text to speechness, I like it, man. It was cool. Cool to see something like that, and especially as the final game, because of course people are gonna complain that they should have shown like Metroid Prime 4 or like a other game at the end. They have already shown Metroid Prime 4 at a different direct. We have already seen it. Like, why do you want to have that as the final game? Because you would be complaining about that being the final game because they have already shown it. I love that Nintendo said, like, no, Tomodachi is the final game, and that's it. Like, it's quirky. It's weird. It's Tomodachi. If I'm correct, like, a lot of people really enjoyed, like, Tomodachi. Like, a lot of people. I think it did very well. So, them showing that, I think it's super funny. It fits the game. And I think it shows, like, Nintendo. This is Nintendo. Like, Metroid Prime 4 was perfect to show, like, kind of, like, in the middle, because they have already shown it, and people would actually complain it was, like, the final game, because they have already shown it. It's not something new. And maybe we will see more of Metroid Prime 4, like, next week. Maybe. Maybe there's, like, even a Switch 2 version. And you kind of have to switch it up. Like, yeah, they did not show, like, Fire Emblem Remake today, because it was not meant to be. It was meant to be Tomodachi. So yeah, really enjoyed this Nintendo Direct, and you know, 6 games and with that feature, yeah, the calendar thing, I don't care. It's not for me. Yeah, it was a very nice Direct. I really enjoyed it. Most likely we'll do a similar thing for the Switch 2 Direct. If you enjoy this, let me know. But it might be just like a separate video that I could like upload on a Wednesday. Anyway, you know, I'm just gonna watch that thing and then maybe comment on it like afterwards. It could be fun. Could be. With that said, though, I think it's actually time to show the Flippydrive working on the GameCube and just briefly show it off, and then actually talk about like the scam thing. Already mentioned it. There is an ending, and yeah, it's positive, but there's some stuff to talk about. I am afraid that this video is gonna be very long. It is what it is. Let's show off the Flippydrive. It is time to actually show off like the Flippydrive briefly, though, because I'm not gonna go into like all the technical stuff and show like every menu. That is just not something that I'm really capable of doing. My approach is just more like from, you know, from a normal consumer standpoint, like, hey, it would be nice to mod a console. It's something that I normally don't do. I did mod my PlayStation 2, like the thick one, with a hard drive so that it can actually like load my games on there, like some more expensive games that I am kind of hesitant to like put in like a PlayStation 2, so that I can just load like images. And yeah, it's kind of a similar deal with the GameCube. There are other GameCube mods out there, or mod chips, but they all do require some soldering. Maybe not too complicated of a process to actually do that, but it's just something that I avoid. And yeah, in the end, like the Flippydrive, I ended up paying with shipping and tax around like $68, so let's just say 60 euros or so, which is very affordable, like a good price for a mod chip. And that was like one of the unique selling points also with the Flippydrive. Maybe you don't have like all the features, but you know, you are able to load up ROMs. Another thing that I do like about the Flippydrive is the interface, because if I boot up like the GameCube, I just get like access to the regular interface that we're all like are used to and love to some extent. quirky interfaces, man. Remember that? I think we will never see something like this again. It is cool though. But yeah, if I move up from the main screen, you do get, normally you would get like the disk image right here. But now if I click on it, and this is the thing that I like with the Flippydrive, is that they made an interface that just looks like as it is part of the GameCube interface. So I loaded up some images on here from games that I do own from my library. I want to say this is like the NTSC version of Animal Crossing. I do have like a PAL version, but the NTSC version, yeah, it's just the one that I imported back then because we didn't have like Animal Crossing in the beginning. And also Skies of Arcadia is like an NTSC version. Small issue though, I still need to look into it. I am not able to load up like the NTSC games. I get like an error message. But luckily, we do have like access to load up like an image of Swish. That is usually the interface that you get when you mod like a GameCube. I will show that as well at the end. But yeah, I just have like some of my games on here, and already said so. But similar to like the PlayStation 2, I just want to have maybe quick access to some more expensive games. And yeah, for example, like a Chibi Robo, you know, I got it like in a case, and it's kind of like an hassle to put it in the GameCube. But I also kind of don't want to touch like the disc because it's such an expensive game, and being able to load the image and dump it on the GameCube is rather nice. Having said that, though, the Flippydrive, you are able to upload like games on it to the SD card with the Wi-Fi, but I have not set it up, and also I don't have like Wi-Fi on my PC. So every time when I want to like put like an image on there, I would have to remove the case. But a cool thing though is that you can just put an image in there and then dump it from the interface. It takes a while, like 40 minutes or so to dump like a game on the GameCube. But you know, it's nice because that way you can actually check if the disc is also like in order. And that is also a thing that I really liked with the Analog Mini NT. Put like a NES card on there, dump it to that console, and then actually check if the images or like the ROM is okay. So it's a nice thing to check if everything is like in order. So that's a nice new feature to have. Do I want to boot up a game? Yeah, let's just quickly show it because it's just very similar to like booting up a regular disc. So here we have, or we will see like Chibi Robo in a couple seconds. There might be a way to like go from this game to the GameCube interface again, but I'm not sure if that is actually like possible. I still need to figure it out. I did not have like a ton of time to actually check and mess around with it. But yeah, here's Chibi Robo. I love this, like just the quick access. But yeah, my thing is always like, I'm not gonna download like games and images from games that I don't own. It's just an odd habit maybe, but I like having the original version and then actually have that quick access and play it like legally. Not just saying that because of like the, I don't know, the legality of this all, but honestly, I mean it. Like I like having the physical copy and just like, yeah, dump the image in and play it like that. But yeah, this is Chibi Robo. We're not gonna play Chibi Robo. At some point I need to play this on the stream though. I need to really sit and take my time and enjoy this game. And yeah, let's check the Swish interface as well, because this is everything from, yeah, the Flippydrive. But for the Swish, it's just rather easy to boot it up. I will show like the interface. So this is more like, hey, you're able to boot up like homebrew like software on it, and it's again very similar or the same process as like booting up a game. But yeah, the cool thing though with Swish is that it does provide some extra options, and you are able to set up like the progressive scan, or like force it in progressive scan mode, and maybe force it in 480p, because not all PAL games actually support that. So you can force it and maybe it works or it doesn't work, but just having that ability to do that. And also, with the Flippydrive, not able to boot up like NTSC games, because it just gives like an error like, hey, I'm not unable to read the disk. So I'm not sure if that is like a setting or just a Flippydrive type of deal. But yeah, like I said, I do own a NTSC copy of like Animal Crossing, and from here I am able to boot it up and play it. I just like this because, especially for NTSC games, like I only have like Animal Crossing and Skies of Arcadia. Similar story, like Skies of Arcadia was not available here. It took a while for it to actually come out like in Europe. So I imported that from Video Games Plus CA even way back then. But yeah, just not having to deal with like the freeloaded disc and then play it that way, and just having this type of access is cool. And maybe at some point I find like QB4 and play that. I don't think that is ever gonna happen. Animal Crossing, man, such a fantastic game. I played this so much. Yeah. I like the simplicity of Animal Crossing. I like the new one as well. A lot. But still, this one, it is special. I like it. Quickly, let's just check out like a different interface that you can only access while booting up the GameCube. So let's do that now. This is the interface that you get while booting up the GameCube and holding the X button. And it's basically an interface to update like the firmware or like bypass the interface itself and just quickly boot up like the disk. And also from here you are able to back up a disk, or get into that interface, or straight away just boot up like Swish. So with backupping, just have to insert like a disk, and then it takes a while and you get like the image of the disk on the SD cards. And like I said again, or before this, that is actually a very nice feature to have, so you can check if the disk is like in order. I still need to test this like a couple times. I don't have like a disk that is not working, but I assume that it will give like an error if the disk is not like readable at some point. But it's just having very nice to have that ability to do that. Like the games are not that long or that big, but it will require some time though. Last time that I did it, it took like 40 minutes or so. But yeah, that's basically the Flippydrive. There's like way more options, of course, like way more different things that you could do. But I like that simplicity, and again, it was not too expensive, and having that access to Swish and homebrew software is very nice. Speaking of homebrew though, another nice thing is that you are able to download and play a custom-made software for the Game Boy player. I want to say it's like the GB interface. So they made like a different Game Boy player disc, and actually the games look definitely a bit better on the TV when you use that disc instead of like the original disc. So if you have like a Game Boy player but not having the disc, this would be a nice alternative if you want to mod like a GameCube and have like the ability to play, or you want to have that ability to play like Game Boy Advance games on the TV itself. And again, it even looks a bit better. So, overall, very satisfied with the Flippydrive so far. Definitely do need to mess around more with it. But yeah, first impression, pretty good. And especially, if you, as you have seen already, the install was rather easy. I took my time with it, 30 to 40 minutes or so to actually install it. And again, basically, you have to unscrew like a lot of screws. And that is basically it. There's not much that could go actually wrong in the process if you follow like the guide that they provide, with the Flippydrive. So yeah, that's the Flippydrive. I think it's actually time to talk about this game story. And that's the final thing in this video, honestly. The final thing. It is almost time to end this video, honestly. It is a Saturday, so it's already like a day later again. Still editing the video, and hope I will end this segment rather quickly so I can edit this video and render it out and upload it to YouTube. So if you're still watching, I know it's a long video. I highly appreciate it, so thanks for watching. But yeah, like I said yesterday, it already ended on a positive note. I actually got my money. But it's somewhat still like ongoing, but nothing that will definitely impact me in a negative way. But it's kind of like interesting, like how this, yeah, like the other, like the next development. It's interesting to me. I know, you know. It is an assumption that I'm that I'm being scammed, but you know, if I look at all the facts, it's so unlikely that this is actually an honest buyer, and especially with the other development, it's just like a very weird story to me, though. And again, if I look back at the disc and how it is scratched up, the more that I look at it, I'm like, no way, that is actually my game. It is just, I would say it requires so much energy to make scratches appear like this on a disc within the case. Like, how would that actually happen? The funny thing though is that with these scratch discs, they never provided like a photo of the box that I sent it in and like the wrapping. To me, that also kind of stands out to me because, you know, if a disc is scratched like this, then that means that a lot of force was put on to the box, I guess, to make it appear like that. So it doesn't all like add up. Anyway, do need to say though, before they purchase it, there was one important message, and maybe you have like a view on it, but before they actually purchase it, they made sure to tell me, like, make sure it is well protected, because the postal service here is not very careful with the packages, and you know, it's a normal message because some people really send out games in just like bubble wrapping, and it's always very yeah, sometimes I get like a package and I'm like, okay, this could have like gone wrong, like horribly, even like with very expensive games. But yeah, whenever I send something out, it is in a box, enough bubble wrapping, make sure it's well wrapped in and well protected. But yeah, the emphasis on just saying that, nothing's crazy about that though, but within the context of the story, it kind of stands out to me. Because yeah, I don't know, it just stands out to me. Anyway, how I got my money is that while I wanted to respond to them, because I actually wanted to say, because I didn't want to deal with it, I told them, like, hey, I don't know what happened with the disc, but here's the deal, report it to Vinted so that they can review it and actually can take care of it, because I'm not gonna go and make deals or send like money with PayPal or anything at all. I just wanted to have Vinted to deal with it, and that they will make a decision, because in the end it's about like 10 euros, and if I spend like a couple hours on this, like no. I do find things like these this interesting, but I did want to say to them though, like, hey, a most likely scenario is you have to send the game back and actually pay for shipping. And the paying for shipping is an important one, because yeah, it is not like an expensive game, but the buyer has to pay for the shipping, not the seller. They can't really enforce you to pay for the shipping. So the buyer actually has to pay for the shipping if they want to return an item. How do I know this? Because I had to do that like a couple of times. And I was put in like in a scenario like this, where I got like a reproduction card and actually had to send it, was allowed to send it back, but I had to pay for shipping. I don't think they can actually enforce like a seller to pay for the shipping. And yeah, I never had an instance where they said like, no, you get like a complete refund and you can also keep the game, because I don't think Vinted can say like, hey, keep the game and also keep the money. I don't think they can actually do that. Not too sure about that though, but you know, again, the shipping. So I just want to say to them, to the buyer, like, hey, this is most likely the outcome, so you know, but report it. But while typing out that message, they actually already responded and said like, hey, I'm gonna give my okay to this purchase and say that everything is actually okay, so you get like your money, but just give me a discount the next time. So, okay, I did a bad thing. I said like, yeah, okay. They didn't give like a number. I will give you a discount. So did not lie, but I kind of lied because I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And to me, it seems very unlikely. Like, why would you purchase something from me again? If you have stated that the postal service is not careful with packages, I say I will carefully package it, but still you get a game like this in this state. Why would you purchase something from me again? Because I did not deliver what I promised. If everything is like, okay, correct? So I was thinking, like, why would you purchase anything from me? So to me, that already stood out, kind of. But yeah, sure, I will give a discount. Often I'll just give like a discount. Like that's okay. That's the way Vinted works. Everybody gives like a low offer for items, and yeah, that's okay. So yeah, quickly after that, they actually said like, yeah, everything is okay, and I got my money. And I was thinking, well, this story is now over, but it wasn't. And here's the funny part, where this actually makes me 100% more confident that it is a scam. But I think they saw the effort that it actually took to scam me, or to say like, hey, yeah, you will get your money back or whatever. It already took so much time to actually have that conversation that they were like, no, this is, I'm done. Like, let's just say this is okay, and then move on to like the next step, maybe. I don't know. It's all an assumption. Okay, it's all an assumption. But yeah, it was just not worth the hassle because it's just not an expensive game, and they already had like had to make like pictures and such for me. And again, I was just staying polite, and not that it started to become like a fight over the internet and screaming at each other. And I think that staying polite was kind of key with how it kind of like ended. Like there was no wriggle room to say like, yeah, we are not able to resolve this issue and help me out. Anyway, the discount. So I think it was yesterday they sent a new message again. Have not replied to them because yeah, why would I? I did promise the discount, but you know. So I did a bad. I actually feel bad about saying, yes, I will provide you a discount, but I have not responded to them yet. But here's the twist. They want to buy a sealed game for me that is like around like 60 euros. A sealed game. So you buy a game for me that is not sealed, carefully packaged, with bubble wrap in the inside, but now you want to take the risk to buy a sealed game, a game that I'm not able to protect from the inside because the disc could go loose. Like I can protect it because it's sealed, not gonna open it up. Can't actually show a picture of the disc, like the state it is actually in. So you want to buy that now for me after your prior experience? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. And you want a discount on that, and you want to take that gamble with the postal service, like what you just said like to me in the beginning, that doesn't add up at all. Like a sealed game, yeah, because I'm not able to make a picture of the disc. I think they discovered that the final picture in the listing of the Naruto game was actually a picture of the disc. They might have not seen it or something like that, or they might have like forgotten about it because not a lot of people do that on Vinted, which is very annoying. But why would you buy a sealed game? Because I can't make a picture of the disc, so I can't prove the state the disc is actually in. So yeah, I think this is like a way to like fix the scam thing and to stay polite to me by saying, yeah, everything is okay. maybe you have a different opinion about it. Maybe I look at it from a totally odd angle, and that I just don't trust people online. But it just doesn't make sense. Why would you buy a sealed game if an unsealed game arrives like in such a state? And why would you purchase a €60 game with a discount, maybe for 10 or 20 euros or so? They did not even say like the amount of like the like how much discount they actually wanted to get, but that just doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. So most likely scenario is I will just ignore it, and even if they purchase something for me, I will just cancel like the order. But kind of like that. It's also like I want to say maybe the only sealed game that I'm trying to sell. Like, why would you choose that one? I think just because of the value and that I can't show like the disc. So here is kind of like my tip. Whenever you sell a game on Vinted or anywhere else, make a picture of the disc, but also make a picture of the disc and with bubble wrapping inside before you send it out, so you can actually have some, so you can actually show some proof that you made sure that everything is properly packaged, and that that after sending it out, like it's out of your hands, out of your control, and that's it. But just make pictures of a disc, even if it's like a cheaper game. Just it requires maybe a little bit of more effort, but in the end, it will definitely help you out with it. Yeah, honestly, I think I provided like all the details. I honestly, I feel bad about saying, yeah, I will give you a discount. But to me, I just wanted to be, to get it over with. And I already provided them a discount with this game. Seeing that picture like of the disc, that doesn't make sense. But although I feel bad about saying yes to giving a discount, after seeing or hearing them ask for a discount on a sealed game, I'm like, no way, dude. Like, come on. Come on. I know sometimes I'm an idiot, but I'm not that big of an idiot, okay? So that's the scam story. I think I handled well. Just don't want to deal with this stuff. Okay? Don't want to deal with this. What I do want to deal with, though, is editing this video. Oh my god, I got a game yesterday. It's a game. It is a game-ish type of deal. I will talk about this like in a different video. But I got a game. I want to end on a positive note. I got a game yesterday. And it's a game that I did not imagine or could not imagine of adding this game to the GameCube collection. Very happy with it, and actually does it complete like some sort of like sub collection. I think it actually does, and it is very cool. This is most likely gonna show up like in 3 weeks or so. Because I got another cool video planned, not for next week. Next week is going to be a big game pickup. Like, I got such a good deal on something. That is most likely for next week. It's going to be a shorter video. But after that, I want to make another special video because I picked up another special game. And I want to make another special video about it. Very happy that I was able to purchase this game as well. Yeah, man. Is it the Holy Grail? For me, yes, because this was one of the bigger games that I was missing out in a sub-collection. But you will see that hopefully like in 2 weeks' time. And in 3 weeks, you will see like another game that is kind of like blowing my mind that I was actually able to pick it up. Kind of was not anticipating that. Like of adding that thing to the GameCube collection like anytime soon or like ever. Anyway, that is really gonna do it. If you're still watching and if you have watched everything, like highly appreciate it. I know this is a long video, but I just had like a ton of fun to actually make this like throughout the week. The scam story, it ended like on a good note, but it's just interesting to talk about it and just seeing like, the funny thing is, maybe it's true. And someone else is making a video about than being scammed by a seller. But yeah, you know, like the disc, when I think about the disc, like no, it's very unlikely. Anyway, thanks all for watching. Highly appreciate it. Some other cool videos are coming up soon. So next week, game pickup video. 2 other videos with some very heavy hitting games. Like I'm just looking at the game over there. It's in such a good state. Yeah, and the other one, it has been sitting like in my living room, and I've been looking at it the whole time, and like, yeah, I'm very happy about it. That was actually my birthday present. Could not have imagined like a better birthday present at all. I will definitely. There's a story attached to it, so yeah, very cool and very happy about that. Anything else? No. Just hope you have enjoyed this video and that you have a very nice day. So again, thanks all for watching. Highly appreciate it. And highly appreciate like all the likes and the subscribes in the last couple of weeks. We're way over 400 now, 410 or 409. Very good number, man. Love it. So again, thanks for the likes and the subscribes. Thanks for listening to me rambling on. Have a nice day. See you all later. Bye.